Welcome to the channel. In this second episode we filmed our maiden voyage. We're still trying different ways to document our dives. Since we're both Swedish talking with poor English, it will be quite a challenge to do this in English, but let's try. With that said, we hope you can find this interesting anyway. We got the ROV a couple of days ago, so I will comment on our first thoughts on the equipment. First impression, the controller feels okay. The biggest flaw is that the phone mount is unable to remove. Unfortunately, we bought a broken e-reel that don't connect with the ROV, so we used the reel that comes with the M2 Pro. The case that the M2 Pro comes with feels a bit too large. We're looking into find a smaller, more convenient case. We bought a Insta360 X3 with a diving case. It holds up to 50 meters depth. We were curious to compare it from the beginning of our ROV used with the original M2 Pro camera. We start to connecting the reel with the controller. Then we connect the reel with the ROV. The cable is equipped with a loop that we attach to the ROV. The loop prevents the connection to wear out. The phone holder feels really cheap and doesn't hold the phone firmly. The phone will fall out if you hold the controller upside down. You get different cables with different connectors with the controller. We equip it with the lightning cable. When we connected the ROV with the app, we had to calibrate the ROV. The calibration is just like with drones, and you hold the ROV on every side for 2 seconds. A calibration guide in the app tells you what to do step by step. We had to remove the 360 camera and put the cable between the planks in the bridge to calibrate it upside down. After the calibration, we attached the 360 camera once again. We draw out a couple of meters of cable. Be careful not to accidentally walk or stand on the cable. It's easy to do that and potentially damage the cable since it lays everywhere. When you turn on the controller, the ROV will make a sound and lets you know it's running. We were skeptical that the ROV would float since it feels really heavy, but once it's in the water, it was no problem. To arm the motors and make the ROV lay straight in the water, just push the lock button on the controller. The settings of the sticks was set to Japan mode, which means that the sticks works in the opposite of regular drones. You can change this in settings so it feels more like normal drones. Descend on left stick and forward on right stick. First impression while driving on the surface is really good and it's easy to drive. Pretty quickly we had the courage to descend and look for the bottom of the river. We were situated at the river outlet and there was almost no current. The visibility was really bad from the beginning and we had to make the descent really slow. At this point we tried to turn on the lights, which made no difference to the turn. The control feels good and exact and we can make the descent controlled and safe. We forgot to turn on record on the ROV, but at this point we couldn't see anything of the bottom through the video feed anyway. The Insta360 camera, on the other hand, has a much better view. You can easily spot the chain from the bridge that we're standing on. The first thing we saw was a beer can. We thought that was really cool, and then we discovered that we forgot to push record. We continued to explore the sea bottom, but because we were unaccustomed to drive the ROV, the ride was a bit bumpy. As you can see, the image is quite wobbly. Our guess is that the image stabilizer has some flaws. Next time we will try to record with stabilization off. When the lighting conditions is better and the water is clearer, the stabilization works much better. We found that you have to drive forward constantly and never go backwards near the bottom. You can both get air bubbles and debris from the bottom, which makes the turn bad. At this point, the view of the bottom is mostly good, but we drive at a distance from the bottom of a few centimeters. The tilt wheel is not inverted, which I'm used to from drone gimbals, so a couple of times I tilt the ROV in the opposite direction, which causing the ROV to blow up debris from the bottom. It does look pretty cool though, almost like swamp clouds.
Det är mycket bättre bild än vad jag trodde det skulle.
Kolla!
Jag går upp på lite höjd, jag tror jag håller på att dra i.
We found a buoy and tried to follow the chain down to the bottom. The sunlight in combination with poor visibility made it a bit challenging. Here you can see the difference between the cameras. The M2 Pro has much more problems with sunlight. This could surely be improved with better camera settings. We shot everything in auto mode and that could explain our problems. At the Maiden voyage, I think it's okay to make some mistakes. At larger depths, the image quality is better since the sun doesn't interfere as much. We took up the ROV to change location without risking to tangle the cable. Whoopsie, I forgot to turn off the motors. Someone got a bit wet. We decided to inspect the boat that was laying at the bridge. Of course, we had to film some parts with our drone. We started with inspecting the propeller. The sunlight made it more difficult once again. This time the 360 camera was better at giving us an overview, but the M2 Pro was much more detailed. If you look closely, you can even see the pin that holds the propeller at place.
Fint. Kolla här. Tänk på båten. Ett bord.
Du vet att du kan slå på lampor ifall de inte är på.
Now we try to look at the keel. Once again, the 360 camera gives better overview, but the M2 Pro cam is more detailed.
I guess I'll just wait till you get home.
And we managed to get some views of the drone from the water as well. We were a bit tired after all the training, so we decided to end practice for the day. We had a good feeling about our maiden voyage, but surely we had a lot of things to change before next time. Thanks for watching, hope you found this video interesting. Please subscribe, like and comment, and let us know if you want to see anything else in the next episodes.